So she had a finger in my ass, and I felt like I was going to shit. Oh shit! Hey! What's going on, guys? Did not realize you guys hit the record button on that one. We're back with another episode of Journey Through the Darkside. I'm Daniel.
Simon.
And we're once again joined by special guest Joey Simpson. What's going on?
Oh, everything's going. I'm glad to.
Which
glad
means
to be
we can just take the day
Exactly. This is it. This is gonna be. I'm definitely gonna be sandbagging today. I'm you guys have yourself a good Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah.
Good Black Friday.
Wonderful.
Oh yeah.
This right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to go over top the pants. So.
I've been muffin topping for a while now. So.
And we going about 10 years?
Oh, easily. Anyways, so what is the event we're looking at today?
Survivor Series 1993.
Nice.
Held in the Boston Garden.
Yeah.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
Site of a future site of WrestleMania 14.
There it is.
But
Did you guys know it's actually, not to interrupt the stats real quick, but because Boston is a pretty big wrestling town. Like there's some history there.
Yeah.
But this is the first WWF pay-per-view to be held there. And I thought that was kind of interesting because by '93 you would have figured they would have already hit that shit back in the '80s. But
big East Coast city.
Exactly. So
absolutely.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Anybody want to take a guess on the attendance?
Let's let this guy take it. I know he's got it. Go ahead. What you got?
What do you think?
Attendance. Well, what it is, it was 15,509 was the attendance.
Look at that.
But I wasn't able to confirm if that was a sellout or not. I would say it was close to it. Certainly looked like it.
Oh
could
yeah.
have been a sellout.
If you guys happen to know out there, drop that shit down below for us.
Yeah, of course. It was the last Big Four pay-per-view of the year. That year they 93 was they had the King of the Ring. So that would have gave them 5 pay-per-views for the year.
Do you consider it like the Big Five at this point, or do you still kind of stick to the Big Four?
At that point, I was still thinking Big Four, and that King of the Ring was. I actually didn't think of it being a long-term thing, even only being 10 years old.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a one-off, and I remember as a younger guy,
Well, wait a little while, and they're gonna throw you for a loop.
Yeah. But I remember King Harley Race and King Doug and King Haku. I knew they had kings before, but But I didn't see it as maybe being a long term. I was still the big main four.
Well, even today, everybody just goes to the main four. I know King of the Ring ain't around no longer, but I remember even when it was a steady pay, when it was it was an annual tradition. I was the only one that would be no, it's the Big Five, pay-per-views, and everybody's like, no.
Now by the time they had the In Your House pay-per-views, that's when I really considered it a Big Five because it was one they had every year, same month.
Yeah.
In June.
Not a different subtitle each year.
Yeah, they kept that name.
Yeah.
It was King of the Ring, and exactly.
If I'm not mistaken, turned into one of your favorites for a while, right?
Love the King of the Ring, yeah. Even now, or not now, but what I mean. Yeah, even to this day, I look back at King of the Ring and I'm a big fan.
Big tournament guy.
I am.
Love the tournaments too.
Yeah.
Brawl for All tournament?
Well, let's not get crazy, let's not get out there just yet,
Right.
So, normally I ask you what was the main event, but that's what we're going to be reviewing.
We're reviewing the main event.
The match itself, it's an elimination, good old-fashioned Survivor Series match. The foreign Fanatics going up against the All-Americans.
Oh, yeah.
All those dastardly foreigners.
Those foreigners.
Those non-American wrestlers.
All four of them. Anyways, so I'll give a quick little, my ass, it's going to take a minute. It's going to be a second.
Well, was there one of those wrestlers was actually...
Well, I figured we'd get there.
Yeah, we'll definitely go through the, because there's actually quite a bit of build-up on this match.
No, that you're right. Yeah, only 2 were not Americans, and that was Jacques.
Well, storyline-wise, still one of them was not. Yeah.
Well, there's a reason, and I'll get that.
I know. So we're jumping ahead of you.
Yeah, we're gonna get in the car.
We don't need you.
Get in the car. We're gonna take off. We're gonna take a little history lesson here.
You're driving, right?
Oh, really? Again?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Oh, okay. You're good. You're good.
You don't know what's in there.
That's true. This dude's spiking it.
100% RC. Only the best.
We're not sponsored by them, but I'll go ahead and get my Wendy's cup here. I won't say where we're at, but the Wendy's in Parts Unknown fucking sucks, so.
Yeah, he had that experience.
We'll go with that. Me and Cornette, man. Seriously, Wendy's. Anyways,
we're not near him, though, are we?
Are we?
Too far away from him.
That's a question there. So, this match can be traced back to the July 4th, right after King of the Ring, actually, when Yokozuna defeated Hogan, and he's getting fucking cocky.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, Americans. There's not one of you that can even slam me. And he's on the, what was it,
USS Intrepid.
Intrepid. And so people from all over coming over to try to slam this dude. The ones I remember distinctly was Savage, Hacksaw, and Crush. Crush is the one that got close. He actually got him up off his feet, but could not get him turned.
Man.
But then, the Chopper showed up.
Oh, man, shit was on. And you know what? As a kid, I'm thinking fucking Hulkster's coming back.
Did you realize
Yes, I was pumped. I'm like, yes, here comes the Hulk, and then out opens the Chopper door, and it's Lex.
Oh, man.
I'll be honest with you, I was still pumped, because at this point, for whatever reason, I just knew Hogan was gone.
He should have tried to drive that bus.
you were
drive the bus on the interpreter. You go.
You were set on the fact that Bobby Heenan was right. Hulkamania's dead.
That's it. I bought into the hype this time. And so Luger comes out and he buys it. You know what I love about Luger in this moment is, you guys remember back in I think it was 03, 04 when the Iraq War is still going on, but George Bush shows up on the ship there. He's just like, mission accomplished. And it's like,
oh, that's all you can think.
The war's still going. Mission accomplished. Same thing here. He slams him. He's just like, I just won the war. America's great. It's just like, you just slammed him. You didn't win the title. You didn't do anything. You just body slammed the guy. Calm down, Luger. But guess what? Fucking Luger slammed him. That's all that mattered. So guess what? Set up a match for SummerSlam. Yes.
Had things been different in the company for certain people, do you think Hogan would have been in that spot?
Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, absolutely. Would they have done something like this? I don't know, but you know what? Yeah,
why not give him another moment like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think the reason this moment was even built was just to give us another All-American. Because at this point,
well, I mean, there's I've listened to the various wrestling podcasts out there, and it's pretty much said verbatim that Lex Luger was the new Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That was the plan the whole time.
Obvious. You can just look at it as the plan.
And I guess Jerry Jarrett was in the company at the time, or around that time.
Yeah, he had started consulting.
And he was a big Brett guy, and that's what he always told Vince. His quote was like, "I like the bus, but you got the wrong guy in it."
Yeah. Well, I think the problem with Luger was always his lack of charisma. He always, in my opinion, now actually going back and watching all these old events, he was always a better heel, in my opinion.
His WCW stuff's better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he just has better
That's where he thrives.
Arrogance. He had better prickishness. So it's just like, you try to put him in, even in WCW to try to make him a face, it just didn't always work for him.
No.
Some runs were better than others, but for the most part, you're just like, dude, come on.
Well, it's like he had the look
at
the time to be a babyface, but he didn't have the charisma to be a babyface.
Quiet arrogance about him is what did him over, especially.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, SummerSlam rolls around. Luger wins, guys! Confetti! Luger wins!
Yes.
But, well, wait. He doesn't win the title, though, because there's a count out.
Oh, man.
Confetti falls in the sky, though, and once again, mission accomplished. We did it. And Luger literally, people are out there, the Steiners are out there holding him on his shoulders.
He don't have the fucking title.
No title. And I'm like, how is he, even as a kid, I was like, how is he this fucking happy? Seriously.
I would be more pissed than if I lost.
And he didn't even try to go out there and pick him up. You ain't gonna pick Luger or Yokozuna back up. But it's like, he didn't even try. He was just like, I'll take the count out. Yeah.
Right.
Won the main event. I won the world title match. No title. I'm still
splitting hairs at this point.
Yeah. So.
But it still did come across, even, as a kayfabe believing Mark back, 10-year-old kid, I was still thinking, why is he so pumped up?
Yeah, no, same thing. Same here.
It was
Hogan wouldn't be that pumped. Hogan would not be that pumped. If Hogan won by count, he'd be like...
Hogan might flex, but...
That's it, yeah. You can see it on his face, though.
Hogan will pose, but he's going to be...
Hogan must pose.
Hogan must pose, but Hogan...
That's in the contract.
No, he would know. He would like, I won, but... I didn't
know. No confetti.
No.
I might,
exactly.
I'm posing, but...
Confetti's for real winners.
Keep that shit up there.
Exactly. Yep. So... After the pay-per-view, Luger's backstage, and this is actually on the pay-per-view itself, but backstage, everybody's celebrating with him still, and then Ludwig Borga shows up, just to run his mouth. You didn't win. Just like most Americans, you can't get the job done. Just literally trashes them. I'm like, dude, you're in there for a bunch of hardcore Americans. How you just didn't get stomped in there is beyond me. But they're good guys. So they give him the courtesy there. So that kind of sets up the Foreign Fanatics and the All-Americans. So Luger gets his team, and he ends up joining forces with Tatanka. And then Ludwig Vorga and Yokozuna get together. Now, what brings in the tag teams was at the time, the Steiner Brothers were tag champions after SummerSlam. They lost to the Quebecers, Jacques and Pierre. Jacques, of course, was the Mountie and carried over the Mountie outfit, but, no longer called the Mountie.
Yeah.
So, match is set. These are the 4 teams, or the 2 teams, 8 men. But then we hit some curveballs around the way. So, the first one comes in the form of Tatanka being taken out.
Yeah.
He has his match with Ludwig Borga. Now, this time, Tatanka is undefeated. Now, I've always been a stickler for this. I'm sorry, you don't win, you're not undefeated. He's lost battle royals, tag matches where he wasn't pinned, and I believe, I could be wrong if you know, correct me, but I won't say he was even counted out once. But they're still just but he hasn't been pinned.
And I'm sure
unpinned would maybe be more.
Exactly. Yeah. But they don't say that. They said undefeated. But whatever. 2 years undefeated, and he goes up against Ludwig on an episode of Superstars, and with the help of Steel Chair, Ludwig wins, pins him, 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. After the match, Yokozuna comes out, and they just beat the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah.
Laid him up, injured him, he's out, gone. Who are we going to get to replace this guy, I wonder?
Oh, man.
So they go to the Darkside.
They do.
Yep.
Now, it does provide one of the cheesiest Undertaker moments, but when he reveals
I fucking love it.
when he reveals
fucking great.
That he's part of the team, he opens up the coat, and of course, inside, it's lined with stars and stripes, baby.
Yeah.
And it's like, from a kayfabe perspective, like at the time, I was head scratching, but then like years later, he became the American Badass. I'm like, oh shit, no, he has his roots in patriotism. Like he's a patriot at heart. He always was. And we could go back to this moment and be like, nope, that's it, stars and stripes. So
America.
we let it go. So Taker joins the team. Now I do remember, I don't think there was a whole lot of interaction before the match, but I do remember that everybody kept saying like, ooh, Taker and Yokozuna in the same ring at the same time. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the thing they were kind of pushing on.
And that's something that will be.
Oh yeah, we're done. Absolutely.
Oh fuck yeah.
So up next we get Pierre fighting Lex Luger, and Luger hits him. Now it's not even a beatdown; he just hits him with the forearm, with the plate in it.
That true value elbow.
That's it, the true value elbow takes him out, and Pierre was injured. Now going back now to the Intrepid, Crush almost got Yokozuna up. So since he was the closest, and again a title shot because he didn't slam him like Luger. Crush got a match with Yokozuna. It may have been Raw, I can't remember though. But either way, they have a match. And after the match, Zuna beats him and then gives him like 2 or 3 bonsai splashes.
Oh, yeah.
Injured him, laying him up.
Oh,
Misses SummerSlam. Now he comes back. He has Mr. Fuji in his corner. And he is pissed.
Oh, he's got a fucking bone to pick with Macho Man.
Because apparently,
I saw that.
News to me, they were best friends for years. They never mentioned it until the injury, but whatever.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, when I was a kid, I played it off like, well, maybe they were friends behind the scenes. Like, you don't have to go out there every time and be like, guys, this is my best friend. This is my boy. We're buddies. No, you don't do that. It's just they're backstage friends.
But what's funny is also...
So you don't have to be the best friends and hug in the ring?
Don't have to be their friend.
What I thought was funny, too, is that after, Crush gets his heel turn and goes crybaby on Savage, is this whole time when he's all pissed off at Randy Savage... He keeps calling him Macho Man. Now somebody I'm pissed off with that I want to hurt. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, not gonna give him the props of their nickname.
I'm not gonna call him Macho Man. You're gonna be Randy Savage or piece of shit.
Yeah,
or something.
Randy or you piece of
Macho Man. I'm gonna get you.
And so instead of being mad at Yoko for laying him up, he just gets mad at Savage. And of course he, when Savage comes out, tries to make amends. He's like, "Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't know you felt this way." Tries to be friends. Crush attacks him, beats him down.
Yeah.
Heel turn in effect. I always kind of liked the idea that Fuji was his manager because, if anybody remembers, at the dying days of Demolition, when Crush would join up and Axe was less than Vengeance is Gone, Fuji was their manager. So I always kind of thought in my head that whenever he's in the hospital and he's getting up, Fuji gives him a call. It's like, listen, that was not personal. All right, don't be mad at Yoko. In fact, you should be mad at it. Where's your boy Savage? He was out there on commentary talking.
Yeah.
You would think, if he was your friend, and of course Crush just being that dim-witted kind of like, he just fell for it. Like, yeah, you're right. Fuck Savage. So Crush pledges his allegiance to Yokozuna, Mr. Fuji, and the entire country of Japan, turning his back on the country, just like Savage turned his back on him. his country turns back on him in his eyes, and so now he joined up.
The dude gets pissed at one guy and like
his entire country, the entire nationality. He's like, yo, fuck this country.
He's so pissed off at Savage that he just says, fuck it, I'm Japanese. I'm fucking Japanese now.
Exactly. So when Pierre gets injured, Fuji's like, yeah, I got a guy. So Crush comes in. So there is the long, and I gotta say, for a Survivor Series main event, that's a pretty good build. It really did, because we've done Survivor Series before, and it didn't nearly have this much build to it.
And it helped the match.
It really did. I really think it definitely gave it to a different level of it.
Because a lot of the other Survivor Series matches, it's usually just guys thrown together, and a few of them.
Or the captains are the ones that are feud, but then they just
then they got their supporting cast basically.
But
still announced and billed from Kona, Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, because he didn't necessarily move. He's still going to live here and collect those American checks. But, he's just pissed at,
Yeah, but don't you think that would have been more for the gimmick?
Yeah, like what they did with Ted DiBiase. They always be like, his residence this summer is...
Massachusetts.
So then, I feel like you're right, with Crush, it could have been like, originally from Kona, Hawaii, but he's now making his residence in Tokyo, Japan.
Or even, because it was just like, the foreign fanatics, and I didn't know the backstory. But anyways, it's like, and from Kona, Hawaii. I mean, it's like, I know they're not all foreigners for real, but it's like, you think that this guy could still be a...
I'll tell you right now.
I was a Crush fan, the purple and yellow.
Yeah.
But...
Hey, man.
I was a fan of him from Demolition. I've said that before, and even to now, even if I don't like his gimmick or what he did, I still liked him. So yeah, DOA, Nation Domination, even when he was Brian Adams in WCW, like, he didn't do shit in WCW except until he got to Chronics, but before that, didn't do shit, and I was still always a fan. Like, I don't know, I feel like he's just one of those guys that...
He teamed up with Horace once in a while.
Yeah.
That was about it.
The B team, the B team, if you're watching WCW Worldwide Saturday morning, guess what? You'll see Crush tearing it up.
Hell yeah.
So let's get to the actual match.
Let's get to the action.
Yes. We got three managers on one side. We got, of course, the great Jim Cornette, or James Cornette, they call him here.
He was billed as Jim Cornette.
Was he Jim Cornette? Good. Okay, I know.
Not James E.
I know. Say later on they always throw the James E out there. We get Mr. Fuji, and then we get a very young.
I don't know.
Oh, Johnny Polo.
Who
is?
Our man Raven.
Raven, and I always hated Raven, or the Johnny Polo guy, but
I fucking thought it was Billy Gunn.
But when I see it now, I'm just like, he's so goofy with it. I just love he just comes out there like this and spinning his cane.
You know what? You mentioned Billy Gunn. Fun fact is Billy Gunn was in the dark match of Survivor Series.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Who was he fighting? Doink? No, what Doink?
No, I forget. Billy, I forget. He got the victory though.
Yeah.
Oh, it was everybody's favorite dark match wrestler from that time.
Brawler! Yes!
Right. Fuck.
When we're done with Journey to the Dark Side, we're going to journey through Brooklyn because we're going to do an entire Brawler. It'll be a one episode. I'm sure he could.
Is he still employed?
No.
Not by WWF, no.
No, he left. It's been a few years he's left.
Well, what about WWE?
Oh, yeah.
Different company then.
Two different companies, yeah.
He was, whenever he left,
What did he like one of the longest rating or
he was second behind Howard Finkel.
Okay, yeah. So that's the last side, and then of course we got Paul Bear on the other side.
Of course.
We get a nice little music cue botch when Crush comes out. We hear Yokozuna's music for like a split second, and then just stops. And I'm like, ooh, you could just let it play through. Like, just be like, fuck it. Same manager, just play it through, and then let him come out behind it. But Taker comes out to a huge pop.
Oh,
ridiculous pop. You know what I think was crazy is also that when Steiners come out, they get a really good pop too, and it's just like, I don't think Vince ever just really appreciated just how over they were, because I mean, essentially they came over. He didn't talk about their past, but everybody knew. As soon as Rick Steiner shows up, the crowd's barking. No matter what event it is, WWF, when Steiners were there and Rick Steiner's out there, you hear the dogs barking in the crowd. And I'm like, they didn't even play that up in WWF ever.
Well, dude, that's the one thing that they always did.
Yeah,
right. You know, whenever someone would come over. I mean, even if, like, say if we were ignorant to who it was.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, mostly me because I didn't watch anything else. I was definitely in the bubble.
Yeah.
But Vince just assumed like no one's gonna know who this is.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna even if we're gonna change his name and his outfit and his gimmick and everything.
You'll never know.
I mean, fucking Mankind comes in and immediately cactus. You know.
And like I said, just to me, I just always thought like, man, like and truth is, now watching all these old WCW events, like Steiners were great. Like Steiners were fucking awesome. And it's just like they're so watered down here. I feel
they were,
and you can just see the look on their face. They're not happy. They're literally out there just kind of like.
Well, and behind the scenes also is while they're out there going on, Vince is actually pushing wanting Scott to go singles.
Yeah. So
that was a big thing, and that eventually led to them. When their contract ended, they didn't re-sign. They went, and I think they went to ECW. Then
they went somewhere else,
Japan for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Then
they eventually come back.
And Bischoff brings it up, and Scott's like, all right.
Well, from what Scott said at that point, though, he said at that point it did feel right because it's like they went through everybody, whereas in WWF, it's like, where's the new company?
Yeah.
Like, we haven't gone through everybody yet. Like, we didn't run wild like we did in WCW. Right. And so I actually agree with him on that one. I'm like, you know what? If you still got some gas in the tank, why not let it go until it runs its course? But Vince has never been a big tag guy, so.
It seems like, and I'm getting off on a tangent.
Oh, no, you're fine.
It seems like, Rick kind of faded away.
Yeah. Well, injury popped up, and then it was just unfortunate because he never really did bounce back after that. But
school board commitments and stuff.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, Scott's doing Shoney's right now, so I want to go there so bad. I really do.
I love Shoney's, by the way.
Shoney's is Denny's basically, so.
I think of it. I think
tell that to Scott Steiner. Look him in the eye and tell him that.
No.
Scotty, if you're watching. Put this fucker in the Steiner recliner.
You know what? He likes to kick fat ass.
He would.
better watch him.
He's like, fat piece of shit. Yeah. So anyways, and then Luger comes out. And here's the thing.
Series 93.
93. And Luger, I've always, even as a kid, I thought this, you know what didn't help Luger? He had this generic-ass marching band American music. And it's like, you could, like even Hogan, as cheesy as the song is now. Yeah. And it's like, could you not give him like a take the same tune.
Over Americanized.
Yeah, like literally give some electric guitar, do something better with it. But it's like, no, they literally just like go to the local, Jefferson High, get the marching band and let them play the song. It's like, god damn, like it's not impactful. It's not what they're hoping. I mean, I know in their mind there's like USA, but it's like, no, it's fucking.
And he kind of has that look like he'd want something pumped, more like a hard rock track.
Exactly. So we get to the match.
He should have got Warriors music.
I mean, maybe a rip-off of it. I don't know if I give him the music or not. So who wants to cover the first elimination?
Joey. Nope.
Rick Steiner.
This guy's probably watched it the longest ago.
Yeah, I actually did.
I watched it the most recently.
Yeah. So the first elimination pops up, and it's Rick Steiner in there against Ludwig Borga. Now at this point, Steiner has been in there for fucking ever. And I mean, even as a kid, I was like, dude, tag out. Like, you got 3 motherfuckers over there, and they're all great. Tag out. Doesn't. And he goes in there with Ludwig, and there's a bit of a botch where he comes off the top of a flying crossbody. Now, it looks like Ludwig supposed to catch him and then turn into a power slam. But then they did a roll through. But then Ludwig didn't roll through either, so it was just kind of like, no matter what happened.
It was a botchy.
So, Steiner's down, Ludwig covers him, 1, 2, he throws his fucking shoulder up, and then he's like, 3, you're out. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you get the idea that maybe Steiner's like, fuck, I can redo that. Let me do something better. And the referee's like, nope, Survivor Series, you're out of here. We need to get going because we got 6 other eliminations to go through.
I think also that might have been the planned spot, obviously. But I think, the way the move was executed, I think he might have got a little knocked silly for a moment.
That, and I think with Ludwig, he's still pretty green at this point, too.
And like you were saying about the planned spot, Earl may have just thought, hey, this is where I get out. What, maybe not paying close attention.
Figured like, well, this is it, but whatever.
It just looked botchy.
Yeah, and even like this McMahon could not, because I always felt like with Monsoon and Ventura, they could always make an excuse for it.
Oh, Vince had a hard time.
And he couldn't even figure it. He was like, well, it looks like he went over. And it's like, dude, just stop. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, I'll yell at him later.
Yeah. Speaking of commentating, real quick, I guess I should mention this is Bobby Heenan's last WWF pay-per-view.
Yes, it is.
He'd be leaving shortly after this. And it's just like, God, I mean, even here, he got some good gems and stuff. Like, every time he's making fun of the Steiners for being stupid.
Greener pastures.
Yeah, I mean, for him, but and honestly, he just never did recapture that magic for me. Like, he's a welcome addition, but him and Shivani didn't have the same.
No.
But I'm sure his paycheck was probably a little bit better. So
absolutely.
Good for him.
Better paycheck, definitely lighter schedule.
Yeah.
Because at that point, Heenan was getting older, and had the neck issues from where he'd worked, and I'll tell you what, you know, he was always regarded as one of the best managers, if not the best manager.
Yeah.
But something else is the guy could fucking work. He
could
sell, he could bounce around
absolutely.
The ring. Great timing.
I mean no one really gives him credit for his wrestling prowess, but you know what? It's there. I mean, it really was.
It was awesome. He made a lot of money for Hogan selling over the years for him, for sure.
So, Steiner's out, hobbling back there. Of course, I just love Jacques in this match. Because Jacques it's funny when you look at this, you know, the other side. It's like, you know, Crush is kind of a big guy. You know, Ludwig, you know, he's rookie. He still kind of has that main event. I'm going to fuck people up.
Yeah.
And it's just like Jacques is like the odd man out.
He's the small
but
guy.
He's so cocky in this. I just love watching him just make fun of the other guys behind the big man. Like, fucking got you now, you know, and the guy standing there. So then we get Crush fighting Scotty. At this point, Luger and Taker have not even been in the match. And I'm just like, really? Like, fucking tag in.
They say that a few
times.
They do.
Like, he keeps bringing up, he's just like, and Taker still isn't in the match. And I'm thinking, like, why not? And I get kind of, but it's like, fuck that. Like, sorry, this is so, like, you're making Scotty do everything. So as Crush is beating the shit out of Scott Steiner, we get reports that Savage comes back into the building, and he's pissed.
So he got thrown out earlier in the evening.
Comes out, gets taken away, comes out again. I love, like, you know, you get the typical agents out there.
And you know what? Speaking of agents,
at least they didn't have togas on.
Yeah, they didn't have togas on, and Pat Patterson actually wore dress shoes with his suit.
Really?
Oh, okay.
He normally is wearing the ugliest pair of white Reeboks or Skechers with his.
Did not know that.
With his nice tailored.
Yeah.
he's got fucking tennis shoes on.
That's usually my go-to move. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wear my tennis shoes. But we also get like one of the smoking guns out there. I thought it was just kind of odd because I'm just like, what's he doing out there? It's almost like the agent's like, we gotta go. Bart, come with us. And it's like, what? I'm getting me I just showered. I'm ready to go. He's like, no. Savage is on a rampage. Go get him. He's like,
we need all the help we can.
Yeah. So it's just funny to see Bart going out there like corralling him. I'm just like, well, that's so weird. So Crush goes out there. At this point, Crush is beating him up. But then when he picks him up, Savage starts hitting him. And it's before the 10 count. I'm like,
rolls off his back.
I'm like, DQ? Like, should have seen
disqualification? Hebner gave no fucks.
Yeah, he was just like, you know what? You're out of the ring.
The way Hebner thought is, if you're going to get out
engage
of the ring and head towards him, then that's all
you know what? That makes sense. I like that.
But when he gets counted out,
but if they DQ, are they going to DQ Savage? Are they going? Is he?
Here's how I would do it.
How would that work?
I'm wearing the stripes, right? Yeah. I'm in there. I'm disqualifying Steiner. It's not his fault. But guess what? You're a legal man, and Savage is attacking Crush. I'm sorry, I have to do this. Unpopular decision, and now it's 4-2. But guess what? Sorry, Steiner. Go work out Savage.
Oh.
He's one of. Yeah, I'm that referee. Yeah, no one likes this guy's referee. Yeah, I'm getting boos. They don't. They're like fucking officer or official Daniel over there. So evened up 3-3. Next we get shit. Who was out next? Is there Jacques or Steiner?
Jacques was out next. Yeah.
Okay. Luger just hits him with the forearm off the top of the ropes, kind of the Bret Hart type thing.
Yeah, it was a bullshit. Yeah, it was just a little simple second.
And it didn't sell that. Yeah, they didn't sell that. It was the forearm, so it's just almost like it was just like they just get beat normal. So as a kid, I always thought it was the forearm, but then as I watched last night, I was just like, but was it? Like, which side's the forearm on again? I don't remember. It's like, fuck it, I don't know. They didn't mention it, so it's just like either way, Jacques a bitch, and he got taken out. So sorry, Jacques. And then Steiner gets taken out with leg drop from Yokozuna.
Yes, yeah.
So at this point now we're down to
that leg drop.
Leg drop will fuck you up. So we're down to a tag match now, and Luger's fighting, and we've yet to see Taker. And I remember as a kid, I am freaking out, like literally, like god damn it, like fucking Taker, what the fuck's the deal?
Yeah,
as an adult, kayfabing it, like just making sense out of it. He's not a tag wrestler.
No,
he's not a team player. You called him.
He didn't realize until the three guys are eliminated that, hey, I gotta
exactly. Yeah, it was like shit. I guess I'm going to do something now. So Luger finally gets a hot tag. In comes Taker. We get the awesome stare down, and then boom, we fight. Taker hits all his signatures except for old school. He gets that awesome DDT.
Moves,
love that DDT. He does, the jumping lariat,
which I thought was odd because I mean Yoko's still new.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's still, they just put the belt on him, and then or they not just put the belt on him.
Yeah.
He's still in that, it's like, and I know Taker's huge,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a force to be reckoned with, and whatnot. But like, damn, like he just, I just thought that they would protect Yoko a little better, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm half and half on it.
It was Taker.
Exactly. That's how I always kind of looked at it. Because I mean,
It's like
up to that
every
point,
big move,
yeah.
except for the the old school and no tombstone or anything like
and
that.
I think honestly too, it probably helps out that Yoko can work, whereas John Gonzalez and the other monsters you've been fighting recently can't.
Yeah, Taker's like, I'm doing this. Like,
I get a chance to do something.
You fucked me for the last couple of years.
Exactly. So it's time for me to actually show off and showcase some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Roll to the outside. They fight a little longer.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty quick count out.
Yeah.
Like, there's never a moment where he's just like, guys, back in the ring. He's just like, fuck it, I'm ready to go home.
I actually, it had been a while since I last watched it, so I hadn't, when I watched it again, I didn't realize how, that was the spot they're eliminated.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there, then they go out of the ring, and I hear Hebner, 1, 2, I mean, his cadence is so fast.
Yeah, he's trying to get him out of there quickly.
Once he got to 5 or 6, I knew that was the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so fucking fast of a count, but whenever Crush goes out of the ring, it's like 2 minutes. And
2 minutes of him going out there fighting for a minute, coming back. It's just like, son of a bitch. So
not impressed with Hebner.
So yeah, Hebner's just like, I got shit to do. I got shit to do right now.
Yeah.
I guess I should have mentioned during that fight that he does give Taker a bonsai drop, and then he goes for a second one, and Taker sits up. My God, so close! Like, dude, you almost lost it, man.
God. That would have fucking sucked.
So yes, another Taker. You mentioned another Taker count out. Which that's Survivor Series. It's Taker. That's what Taker does.
And then after the count out, because Luger had gotten his fucking ass beat so bad before Taker got in, so they're both out. So it's 1-on-1.
Yep.
Ludwig Borga and Luger, and Borga literally drags Lex Luger back into the fucking ring so they can
just continue.
Yeah,
heartless, just fucking
drags
heartless.
His fucking ass back in there.
Small detail. What about the managers staying there? What about?
I thought that was kind of neat.
And Fuji still there after.
I haven't watched.
Yoko left, and the flag's still waving.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched it.
Yeah, Ludwig Borga even gets on the turnbuckle and waves the old rising sun.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is I didn't watch I watched it a long time ago, but I haven't watched it since. So I don't know if that was just something this year that was different, where if your guys are out, the manager's still sticking. Yeah. Typically, if the guy leaves, the manager leaves.
I think though that Borga was kind of he did have Fuji and Cornette. He was in their little kind of mini stable though.
That maybe it's just they're so anti-Luger that all three of them, including Polo, were just like.
I just thought it was like maybe they've made it to where not only are you managing and supporting this guy, you now support the whole team.
Well, guess who didn't stick out there?
Well, yeah.
Paul Bear. He was just like, fuck Luger.
Well, he had special. He had to keep.
Yeah. So
did you see it? This is the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Taker and Yoko were face to face,
and like someone grabbed him by the.
And I thought it may have been Paul Bear, but I wasn't sure.
I think it's Scotty.
You see that hand grab his hair,
and by the time the camera pulls back, it's gone. So it's like I don't know.
Pulling back kind of hard.
Yeah, like literally, I was just like, I feel like it's Scotty. Like to me, I think Scotty did that.
Martin.
Yeah, it's like we got shit to do. Come on, we got a match to go.
Don't fucking make out of him. But see, because I saw Paul Bear close by, I was like, maybe he was
because after
back
he pulled back, Paul Bear does get in his face and is like holding the urn up, like no, back up. So
because he does that a couple more times after the count out. I think they're going after each other.
Yeah,
Paul Bear kind of gets in between them.
Does the?
But I just remember that.
I forgot. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. I saw that. I was like, holy shit!
Who the fuck would do that?
Not even Bear would do that, So it's like, son of a bitch.
Because that was hard. Like that wasn't like hey,
he yanked his ass back.
Whoever it was paid for it backstage, I'm sure.
Ludwig beats the shit out of Luger for a little bit longer.
Oh, beats the shit out of him.
At one point, there's a funny moment where Luger has him pinned, but the referee's distracted by like Cornette or Polo, and Fuji comes in with a bucket of salt.
Oh, man.
And I was like, he's doing him, but he's like, no. He puts it in the unconscious Ludwig's hand. I'm like,
yeah, instead of hitting Luger.
And I'm just like, what's going to happen here? Because I'm like,
I'll lay it here and hopefully my guy will pick it up. And
and I was like, wouldn't Luger just be like, hey, thanks, and then boom, and touch it out?
And that's why shit like that would get Fuji constantly voted as like the worst manager.
Yeah, in all honesty, because it's like, son of a bitch, like what the hell are you thinking?
And he was I think at one point 7 years in a row was each year voted by the subscribers to the Wrestling Observer as the worst manager in wrestling.
Oh man!
Because of shit like that.
Yeah.
I always loved Fuji. That he was an evil, fucking sneaky son of a bitch.
He was devious. I mean, that's
devious
in his title, you know.
But then again, you know.
From a kayfabe perspective, though, it's like he's a pretty shitty manager when you think about it. I mean, on the whole, he didn't really have a whole lot of champions.
Even Yoko said, "Hey, can we get another guy?"
Exactly. Yeah, it's like we're gonna get someone who knows what he's doing in here. So, yeah. So the bucket thing, Ludwig hits Lex with it, but doesn't matter. Lex is up, and
forget all these people that want to fucking say Super Cena or Super Roman Reigns. This fucking shit's been going on.
Oh
since
yeah,
the beginning of
absolutely.
Time. You want to think Hogan wasn't some superhero, and Lex, and I'm sure Austin and The Rock all went through this, but it seems like it's fine when they do it. But no, Cena gets beat up for 25 minutes and just stands up and does it.
We have social media now. That's why everybody says it.
At least his fucking move was more devastating than the True Value forearm.
Speaking of which,
now available at Ace.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
you didn't mention that.
And speaking of that, that's what he hits on Ludwig, and he wins 1, 2, 3.
Even kind of barely. It wasn't even.
Yeah,
I've seen some.
It was just
Yeah, well, when he hits Yoko with it, like he nails Yoko with the forearm, and I mean, of course it may have been Yoko selling better too, but still, it's like it looked better.
More devastating.
And then here he hits Ludwig. He's like, oh yeah.
Well, watching the match, you just think he hits him with a clothesline, and then they sell it as the True Value.
It's it. And so Luger wins, and then afterward, it's snowing.
Oh, fuck.
In the ring. And I was like, what? Because the year before, Brett and Michaels fought, and after Hart won, they did the same thing. And I was like, wait a minute, this happened twice in a row, and sure enough, out comes Santa Claus during Thanksgiving.
I'm hoping for
that was a rib. Somebody's cocaine got snatched backstage, and they're like, ha.
And so we get so instead of the shitty patriotic music that Luger had, now we got some Christmas music playing.
I was pissed.
And then they literally are in the ring. Of course, the whole time Lex is just like, huh? God, it's Santa! Look at this guy!
Because Santa never survives a trip to the ring.
Well, this was back when the Gooker could make it to the ring, so it's okay at this point. So that's how we end the show, with it snowing and Luger and Santa Claus paying it all.
And the only people who would have been happy about that would have been, the few kids that were live at the arena.
Yeah.
And
everyone else was kind of pissed at, as soon as Luger wins, we get fucking Santa out.
Yeah.
Steal his glory.
And I noticed, and I'm not sure if it's just me that knows it or not, but like it seems like when Vince is talking over the confetti, it's like they kind of muted the crowd noise, and I'm just wondering, was there a shit ton of booze, and they're just like, no, edit that shit now, get rid of it. Vince, he's like, I'll do it in post, don't worry about it. I'll just...
Would not be surprised.
Fuck it. I'm not doing it live.
Not doing it live, not now. So...
Well, they would have had a lot of incentive to fix it post-production because, Coliseum video.
Yeah, exactly.
They were making tons of money on the home video.
Yeah, that's like that network, so...
They knew that was coming.
So, So anyways, a little bit of aftermath here after this match went out. Yokozuna and Taker would start feuding, and we won't go too much into there because that's actually going to be what we're going to talk about on the next episode.
Oh, would that be the Royal Rumble of 1994?
The Royal Rumble of 1994, so we'll get to that when we get to there.
Another big casket.
So at this point, Ludwig Borga was supposed to be battling Tatanka. And apparently, I guess the plan was after Tatanka's feud, he would go back to his feud with Luger. However, Ludwig would get injured and then just quit. So
he was being positioned as a pretty top guy.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's gonna be a pretty good run.
Monster and indestructible heels.
And but didn't work out. And yeah, this is in fact he did wrestle at SummerSlam. He fought Marty Jannetty in a pretty memorable match, I guess. His debut, but it just fucking that was two matches and he was out. Of course, the Quebecers and the Steiners would continue the feud, but. No matter how many times the Steiners would come after Quebecer, they never could recapture the gold. And then, like we mentioned earlier, they shortly come to the end of their contract. They'd be out, after. I don't know if they were there through WrestleMania or not. I know they was at the Royal Rumble, but I don't know. Were they part of that 10-man tag match that got canceled at WrestleMania? Or do you remember?
I think they were going to be.
Okay. So, either way, they were out before, then. So, they only got one more event left, and that's the Rumble. And then, Tatanka... Oh, no, not Tatanka. Sorry, Crush and Savage, as the last two. They would actually continue their feud. In fact, in the Rumble, They would actually go at it, and it would be crushed. It would eliminate Savage, but this would lead to a Falls Count Anywhere match between the two at WrestleMania 10, which Savage would be victorious. So,
Absolutely.
All right, so guys, we're at that point now where we're going to talk about what we thought of the match overall. Joey, since you're the special guest, my man, why don't you go ahead and kick us off? What do you think about this match?
Loved
and
it.
then after you get done with it, give us your 4-star rating, and then we'll go from there.
I loved it. I thought it was a good match. It just there was one kind of botchy type spot, that we talked about with Steiner and Borga. But other than that, I loved the match. The build-up was awesome. Everything went good. I mean, it was just overall a solid match, and I give it 3 out of 4 stars.
All right, fair enough. Simon?
Incredible match. Unfortunately, the winner was not the star. Probably one of the low points of the match, to be honest with you.
Okay, fair enough.
Not just saying this because it's the show, but Undertaker was the highlight for me.
Yeah.
He I think because we discussed, or brought it up a couple of times, man, he's not in the ring yet. He's not in the ring yet. Where the fuck's Undertaker at? But like, once he got in there, that little bit that he was there, dude, he made a huge difference, and was able to, even by count out, but he got the big man out of the match too.
Yeah,
that was a huge turning point to the match. Wasn't a whole lot bad about it. I mean, that botch wasn't that to me wasn't that big of a deal.
It was kind of a fucky pin.
They tried to. They tried to commentate over it, but just like you said, that they kind of fumbled. The commentators really botched it more than the.
I would say
I was not impressed.
That's kind of the job of the commentary. Yeah, no,
he did great as usual, but Vince had an off night.
And as you said, Earl's kind of inconsistent count out.
Refereeing,
I seen it. I mean, I don't know if anyone else. I'm sure other people who, would have picked up on the count would have seen how obviously inconsistent it was. I mean, it was like I knew once he got to 5 that it was going to be the as he was going.
And there was a little bit at the end, but would have liked to have seen a little bit more manager
interaction.
I think that would have been great
because that's one of the cool things about managers, especially the heel managers.
Especially that team of Cornette, and really, even though he don't get to shine, he's not ever going to be remembered as a manager. But I feel like Raven would have been great had he not. He said he'd be a great wrestler, but I think he had that personality where I think he could have made that manager work. And so to see the teaming of them together was pretty special because there's that moment where we're kind of huddled in the corner. And he's like, "Get that camera out of here!" And of course he's like, "Yeah, get out of here. We're talking over here. We're strategizing."
So I'm going with Joey. I'm going 3 out of 4.
Okay.
And for once, it is the Undertaker's fault.
There you go.
He's gotten some pretty low scores right now.
Well, 93. I mean, it's not his fault.
92.
Yeah, that was rough.
So I'm gonna go with. I love this match. I thought it was really good. I could nitpick the hell out of it, but as a kid, I was a Luger fan, and even at this stage, I would never say I was he wasn't on the level of Hulk Hogan at all. But considering what the company had at the time, he was one of my top favorite guys. I mean, he wasn't Razor Ramon, he wasn't Undertaker, but in my book, he would have been a solid 5 or 6. I mean, I love Savage. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are above Luger, but to say that isn't disrespectful to Luger. I was a big Luger fan, and when I saw him body slam Yoko, I got on the Lex Express. I was, behind him. So I was okay with that. It was, I think, the only downside I really have about this match overall. I mean, like I said, that botchy finish, I might even blame the wrestlers on that one because, fuck, botches happen. It's the commentating. I ain't gonna lie, I think Vince does get better as years go on, but this is just, like you said, it's an off night for him. Heenan's on his way out, too, and even on his way out, he's doing great. It's
he's not phoning it in.
But it's just I don't know, just for whatever reason, they just each fumbled on that one. But, once again, that's a tiny nitpick.
Not a good team.
No, it really wasn't. I agree. So anyway, so that's because what his substitution was. Heenan would always, or Monsoon would always be like, "Will you get serious?"
Yeah.
But Vince McMahon was just like Bobby Heenan. That was his thing. I was like, that was okay at one, but after the whole night, you're just like, Bobby Heenan.
It's
Jesus. Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ, Vince. This is pitiful.
Goddamn, pal.
But like I said, overall, it was a fun watch. And I mean, that's why I kind of grade these on more than anything else. How much do I get through it without looking at my watch or going, how much fucking time we got left? When we were doing all the Giant Gonzalo matches, the last Royal Rumble, I was just like, this is fucking dog shit. Like, I'm just ready to end this shit. And not once did I ever feel like, yeah, let's change this over. I'm just ready to get past it. No, it was a fun match. And like I said, I do think that, you know, they're clearly saving Taker for the big eventual Taker Yoko face off. I'm like, you still could have had to get go in there and like clean house on Jacques. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, go back to the very first Survivor Series. Hogan and Andre were odds and ends, and that's what everybody wanted to see. And never once they just camp. You just have Andre in there for a minute, and then when Hogan would come in, he'd be gone, and just kind of doing this number, and you could have done the same thing here. And the fact that you have Jacques in there to kind of take the brunt, because, I mean, let's face it, you don't care if Jacques gets beat up, because you can always be like, well, he don't have his normal tag team partner with him. Right. He's the smallest guy. So it's not like, you know, you're not burying him by doing that. So I feel like, but these are all nitpicks. So I agree with you guys. 3 across the board. 3-star match right here. Glad to see we're out of that 1-star funk we've been in for a little bit here. So
hopefully we'll stay out of that.
Let's hope. Let's hope. And then we got some good coming up. We got. Yeah, it's half and half. We you know, he's got 2 Yoko matches coming up 9-4, but he's also got an Undertaker match in there in the middle. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't seen that match in a while, so maybe it got better. I don't know. So anyways,
one thing too about Luger. Now this is going on off of, you know, recent shoot interviews and podcasts over the years that cover this time of year, and kind of watching this too, and some of the other stuff that he's been doing around this time. Is this possibly as far as WWF is concerned, the first version of trying to force feed a babyface to somebody who's really not capable of playing the role, and the fans aren't necessarily like buying into it completely? Like, is this the modern Roman, or not modern? Is this like an early like beta version of
possibly
Roman Reigns in the way?
I mean, I'm trying to think of, you know, they've done it before, but the fans were always behind it. Like when they were pushing Savage, clearly it didn't work as well as Hogan.
Yeah,
but the fans were still loving it. Yeah,
the first time I've seen
Warrior same way. Like, you know, it wasn't quite the Hogan run, but still, people loved it. So it's like this is the first time where it's like, it is kind of.
The fans weren't. I mean, I'm not saying he was getting fucking booed, and they were like, you know, peppering the with
the expectations were higher than the results.
Yeah,
certainly.
Because I'll say this about Roman too. In current times, like, would probably be a fucking badass heel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
he was when they were in the Shield.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that bodyguard type, you know, character that he had was.
That's always perfect. The problem is like he's always been this way. He wants his monster baby face. And how many times during Cena's run do people just go, God, if you did just turn him heel, it'd be so much better. Roman, turn him heel. Seth Rollins now, just turn him heel. And it's just like he won't do that. Like he wants his, you know, white knight to, you know, fend off, you know, the WWF from all these, like, you know, outside evil forces. Yeah. And so, I mean, same thing. Like I said, we've said before, Luger made a better heel, but here they were trying to go for the second coming of Hogan, and that's unfortunately,
like, you know,
it didn't work.
And you know, because, you know, I've seen some things on Luger's shoot interviews are a little weird sometimes because, you know, he's a reborn Christian and has been for a long time, and like, I feel like he's more capable of talking about good times rather than bad times.
Yeah.
Like, he's not into like burying guys and like really giving you the dirt that you want to hear, but it's just like to say one day, like, you know, Hogan's out of the company or he's out of the picture. Hey Lex, you're the new Hogan.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you're gonna say cool, but like when you go get on your own, like in your hotel room by yourself, you're like, oh fuck, how do I do that?
And I think that's the problem too.
And I mean, but it goes along with the attire, the mannerisms, the music.
Yeah.
They just, I mean, it was like just here. This guy is all American. God damn it! Can you hear look at his tights? Listen to his music.
Yeah,
he's smiling and.
Look at that.
He's on a fucking bus.
He's on a bus, the Lex Express. It's got red, white, and blue all over it.
Did you guys watch the opening of this pay-per-view, or did you just?
I did not. I saw it.
Him and his family in front of the fire. Me and our family want to, wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. I'm just like, son of a bitch.
I didn't watch it. I fucking
so ridiculous.
I think it was his real family though.
I'm sure it was. Yeah. But still, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. They're trying their best. Like, they're doing everything they can
to push this guy.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, would you guys at least agree that, and you know, maybe you can think of somebody before that, but like, this may be one of the first instances of that really being a thing, like where
in WWF,
it was.
And I'm not talking about like a guy who, like you were talking, like some of the other guys.
It was the first time that it was a guy that didn't really catch on the way they expected.
Yeah, and I mean the company obviously wanted him to be.
The only other thing I can think of, I'm not ignoring you on this.
No, it's fine.
Him. Ronnie Garvin in '87, maybe when he won the world title, and people clearly just wanted Flair to have the title back. That's the only thing I can think of. But even then, it was like NWA was always more about having the heel champions and the babyface chase, and so I mean it's not quite the same thing. But
and what they were doing is, I think, I mean they were trying to do the long-term babyface chant, but at the same time, it would have worked at that moment for maybe a little bit shorter period of time, but not Ron Garvin.
Yeah, it wasn't the right guy.
Someone else, if maybe Sting had that white hotness like he did in '88, but it had been at that time, that would have been cool.
And see, at that point, Luger was still a heel, and it just there wasn't anybody really fitting there, and Dusty was already kind of doing his own feud. So, but anyway, that's beyond that. So you're right. I think this is as far as WWF goes. This is probably the first time that they were clearly trying to and we can see it later on with Diesel, and then going. So I mean,
Diesel had it forever.
Yeah. Which I was always a fan. Like I said, it's funny thing is,
we'll get there, but the numbers were clearly down by that time.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't blame Diesel for that, because everybody wants to be like, well, he's the champion during the worst times. But it's like, it's not his fault. No, you could put anybody in there. You could put a title on Brett at that time that still would have been down ratings. So it's like, come on.
Kevin Nash, he
But that's the thing is, like, it's funny because we're adults now. So whenever we hear like boo Cena, boo Cena or boo Roman Reigns because they're being overpushed, we're like, yeah, fuck that. But it's like when I was a kid at this age, I was on the Alex Express. I was a Diesel fan. Like I didn't care because I was just like, no, I like these guys, they're good, and I bought into it a little bit more back then, and so I don't know, like, to me it just seems like when you're a kid you're just more able to accept things. We're bitter adults now, so it's just like it is different to go back and watch these and be like, well, clearly that was the wrong choice, but it's like, well, at the time though I wasn't going like, well, why isn't Bret Hart getting the push, guys? Like, seriously, I know I'm 10 years old, but he still should get the push. It's like, no, I was just like, yeah.
You were in the moment.
Do you think that there were like 35, 40-year-old guys in 1998 that were saying, why the fuck's Steve Austin champion? Why are they forcing him down our throat?
I don't know. Was there anybody like that? Because really, it seems like there was never a negative thing.
Because that would have probably been our parents at the time, and like they were fucking.
Honestly, no, because they were.
My mom was a fan.
My dad was a fan.
My dad. He likes. I mean,
he spoke to a different.
Your dad was a WCW guy.
He's a WCW guy, but he likes Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Still.
But it's like it just seems like there was that time, like early then, like when. It's always when somebody major, when a big star or a group of stars leave, and they've got to scramble
that
to
transitional,
find somebody. And unfortunately, Lex was that guy.
Right.
What do we got here in the early 2000s? Whatever, like the Ruthless Aggression era, like Triple H was kind of, and people weren't really buying into that.
Well, he'll always have an asterisk next to his name just because he was the boss's. I mean, even at the time he wasn't married, he was still in. So it's like he'll always have that asterisk next to the name. Like, where I think he's talented and he definitely has what it took.
But why not strap it on? Why not? I mean, I know it's his show, but why not strap it on to the Taker during that time? I mean, I know he had his runs, but he had that legacy.
He's tried and true.
That time,
actually, I don't have an answer for that. But you're right. I mean, it makes more sense. If Brett's the guy at one point, keep it on him. You think Taker's your guy, get on him. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like we're getting ready to go into another transitional period.
Yeah. Well, we're at the end of one right now, and it seems like 94 evens out a little bit more, but then, of course, we go to 95 where it's just like, fuck, we're right back to where we was at.
Yeah,
so.
WCW's gotten pretty much everybody now.
Yeah. So, all right, well, unless you guys got anything else to add.
Oh, it's going to be a two-parter, huh?
It may be. I don't see the time right now, but I'm sure it may be a long one. So, all right.
What's the deal? Why can't you just upload a long video?
Well, I'd be down for it. I just don't know if they would be down for it.
Oh, you're doing it for them?
Do it for them. I did it for the people. Did it for the people. People's champion right here.
Are you going to do it for The Rock?
I did it for The Rock.
Long wire fatty.
He might be watching this, and he might be getting ready to start part 2 and going, you know what? Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Did it for Rikishi. That's who I did it for. All right, guys. That's all we got. Daniel.
Simon.
And Joey.
Royal Rumble 94.
And I guess I should have mentioned real quick, we're getting ready for our winter break. I know we just got off fall break, right? But yeah, we're going to be taking off the rest of December and probably the first part of January. So we'll be back next year. So guys, have yourselves
2020.
Exactly. So have you guys a great holiday, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever the fuck the Scientologists do. Just have fun. Catch you later. What the fuck was that?
Oh man.
Jesus Christ, we gotta get out of here. Later.